Hi and welcome to another GC Mysteries video, where this time we're taking a look into the disappearance and probable murder of Sage Smith. Okay, so this case is on Dashad Laquinn Smith, also known as Sage Smith, and prefers to be called Sage. Also male at birth, but prefers to be referred to as a she rather than a he, and so in this video I shall be referring to Sage as her or she, as she would request. Now, 19-year-old Sage Smith was last seen walking in the 500 block of West Main Street in Charlottesville, Virginia at 6:30 p.m. on the 20th of November 2012. Now, she had contacted Eric McFadden, whom Sage had met online, and made plans to meet near the Amtrak station. Sage has never been heard from again. Now, Sage Smith was born Dashad Laquinn Smith on December the 13th, 1992, to parents Latasha Dennis and Dean Smith. Her parents separated when she was still a newborn, and her father went to jail on drug charges, although it is important to note that her father has had a relationship with her, and I'm sure their relationship would still be as strong now as it was when she went missing, had she not gone missing. But Sage also has an extended family, including numerous step-siblings due to her parents remarrying new partners. Now, she grew closer to her paternal grandmother, who primarily raised her in Garrett Square, Charlottesville in Virginia. Sage eventually returned to her mother's care before being placed into the foster system after her mother was deemed unfit to raise her. Now, I am not going to hate on someone who was deemed unfit to raise her child. I've actually watched the Disappeared on Sage and have seen her mother, and her mother is as concerned, as loving and as caring as any other mother, in my opinion. And I have seen many bad mothers. Although I'm not a self-proclaimed expert, I'll just say that. Now, according to her friends and family, Sage identified herself as a transgender woman in her adolescence. While she grew comfortable with her transgender identity, she encountered harassment and bullying, and Sage was depicted as being charismatic and energetic. Now, some of the bullying that she received included individuals urinating on her jersey when she wanted to be involved in football. Now, that is not just bullying, but is sick. I don't know why you would do that, and that is why I've listed this missing persons video as a hate crime. I'll tell you more about that. But Sage graduated from high school in 2011 and moved into an apartment on Harris Street with 2 roommates in March 2012. She worked at a hair salon and was taking classes at a cosmetology school to become a professional hairdresser, which I'm very sure she would have had a very good career in. Now, as I said, on the 20th of November of 2012, Sage was said to be at home at around 5 p.m. getting ready for a date. At 5:40, she woke up her roommate to tell her she was heading out and would be back later on that evening. The next day, Sage was nowhere to be seen, and all calls made to her cell phone or mobile phone, if you are in the UK, were sent directly to voicemail. Now, Sage's stepsister, Kiera Morgan, claimed to have seen her on the night of November 20th, 2012, which is how we get the geological and the fact that she was last seen on Main Street near the intersection of West Main Street and 4th Streets around 6:30 p.m. and has never been heard from again. Now, just a bit of info on Eric McFadden, whom she had planned on meeting that night. He is also missing. Now, the police did speak to Eric McFadden after Sage had gone missing, but Eric McFadden told the police, or lied to the police in fact, and said that they were meant to meet that night, but that they never did and the meeting never happened. But Eric McFadden later told his girlfriend, before he also went missing, he's not been heard from since 2013, but he told his girlfriend that he did meet Sage, and Sage blackmailed him for money, saying that if Eric didn't give her some money, then she would reveal the secret relationship that Eric McFadden and Sage had with each other. So, the intro into this video, probable murder, was not directly from me. That is actually directly from the missing persons report of Eric McFadden, where it is said that he is wanted for further questioning in Sage's disappearance and probable murder, okay, or probable homicide. And in fact, I'm just getting it up here so that I can see. Yes, it says 21-year-old Eric McFadden was last seen in Charlottesville, Virginia on November 23rd, 2012. His disappearance may be connected to the disappearance and probable unsolved homicide of Dashad Sage Smith, a transgender woman whom McFadden knew, dating back to 2012. Now, apparently Sage had been blackmailing him for money, saying basically, if you do not give me money, I am going to reveal our relationship. Now, Sage, from what I have heard about her, doesn't seem like the kind of person to do that, but it says, upon Sage Smith being reported missing, an investigation was started by the Charlottesville Police Department on November 22nd, 2012, and despite an extensive search of Main Street, where Sage was last seen, Harris Street and around the University of Virginia, no clue of Sage's whereabouts were to be found. After her disappearance, her cell phone has been turned off, which was believed to be odd, as Sage always kept it charged and turned on. Foul play was suspected, as it was extremely out of character for Sage to disappear before Thanksgiving and lose contact with her family and friends. Upon accessing her cell phone records, her family found Sage's last known contact number to belong to a man named Eric McFadden. Sage contacted Eric McFadden on the night of her disappearance and made plans to meet him near the Amtrak station. Prior to her disappearance, Sage's phone records revealed the two had been exchanging texts and calls for several weeks, and they may have met multiple times for sex. McFadden, who was in a relationship with a woman named Esfa Iveni, had reportedly paid Sage money to keep their relationship secret. But apparently Sage continued, according to the info on Eric McFadden. Apparently Sage continued to blackmail Eric. Kept blackmailing Eric for money, otherwise she would tell everyone about their relationship. Now, it does say that on November 24th, McFadden's girlfriend reported him missing to the Charlottesville Police Department. McFadden's colleagues confirmed he went missing shortly after Sage's disappearance with no explanation and no warning. A later search into his apartment showed a receipt from CVS dated from November 22nd, 2 days after Sage went missing. On November 25th, McFadden's girlfriend reportedly got a call and emails from McFadden, who claimed to be in Washington DC, stating he needed money. He was told the police wanted to speak to him about Sage's disappearance, and on November 27th, the police got a call from McFadden, who now said he was in New York. He claimed that the meeting near the Amtrak station with Sage Smith never happened, and that he didn't know of her whereabouts. That's the one that I told you about now, later on, Eric McFadden told his girlfriend that meeting did happen. Now, before the police could conduct an in-person interview, McFadden stopped responding to their calls. Now, McFadden later wrote an email to his girlfriend claiming Sage had been blackmailing him to keep their relationship secret. He revealed that he did meet with her on the evening of November 20th, but he did not know what happened to her and reportedly said Sage had a lot of enemies. Personally, I don't think you have to be a detective, and although I'm not, I have watched a lot of detective programs, real ones, and really a person only needs one enemy, and that one enemy is normally the right kind of enemy, which is exactly why Eric McFadden has been reported missing, but is also wanted for further questioning in relation to Sage's disappearance. And all we know about Eric McFadden is that he was last seen in Charlottesville, Virginia on the 23rd of November 2012. He was 21 years old, and at the time of his disappearance he stood between 5'10" and 6'1" and weighed approximately 180 to 190 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Now, the whereabouts of Sage are a bit of a different one, because her disappearance was initially classified as a missing persons case, but is now being investigated as a probable homicide, and it will be hate crime. And maybe Eric McFadden, saying that she was blackmailing him for money. Maybe if he's ever found, that'll be his defence, I don't know. But local investigators have teamed up with the FBI in their search for answers, and a $20,000 reward is being offered to anyone who provides information that may lead to finding Sage's remains or an arrest in her disappearance. Sage's case remains unsolved, but her disappearance is African American, 5'8" to 5'11", 130 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Now, she had long worn-in braids with her ears and eyebrows pierced and dressed as a woman. Now, he always felt comfortable with that, but the reason why I say he is because he previously identified as gay, but then started identifying as a transgender woman using the name Sage. But if you have any information regarding the disappearance of Sage Smith, please contact the Charlottesville Police Department on 434-970-3280, or call the We Help the Missing tip line on 866-660-4025. And there is a Find Sage Smith Facebook page if you want to know any more info. Thank you for watching this GC Mysteries video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you can, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GC Mysteries. See us on Facebook and Twitter, GC Mysteries, and bye bye for now.